This should be a 12-hour plus day, probably from what I've seen, the best storm that I've ever worked in my tenure in the industry. So you know that there's a lot of opportunity out there. You just got to continue to remain disciplined. But if we get it, great. If not, no big deal. Sometimes your name, brand, and reputation, as well as yourself and your salesmanship, can't get it all the way done, no matter how hard you push or offer to help. Good morning, boys. It is Thursday the 12th, and we have a handful of inspections scheduled as a result of that most recent hailstorm. There's still a ton of frost up on these roofs right now. It's currently 28 degrees. It rained on and off all of yesterday, so it was really difficult in order to jump up on roofs safely. So I scheduled everything out over the next several days and upcoming weeks. I received roughly, I think it was like 15 to 20 referrals, so pretty good day, pretty good start to the storm. Just speaking briefly with each of those customers or potential clients, it sounds like everyone had pretty legitimate damage, minus one or two. So we'll see how things progress today. I mean, if it's 40 to 50 degrees, there's gonna be guys out knocking doors and then, you know, creating opportunities for referrals for me. So we'll just remain patient and work the system we've been running for years and years, knowing that we're gonna see an excellent turnout from that. Separate to that, I'm gonna get some direct mailers going for some of the higher ticket opportunities that I saw while driving through yesterday. So I'll get to work on that. Basically what you'd seen in that previous video, I'll continue to run that kind of a play in order to at least get some boots on the ground on some of those cedar shake opportunities. Saw a couple slate tile opportunities as well as some clay tile opportunities, all of which our company can handle in some way, shape, or form. So I'll be certain to be focusing in on those higher ticket opportunities separate of, you know, your everyday asphalt shingle roofs. So should make for a great day today. Planning on, I mean, it's already 7:23 getting out the door, so I plan to be home around 5 with expectations to be banging out paperwork until 7 or 8. So this should be a 12-hour plus day. I'm amped up because it's probably, from what I've seen, the best storm that I've ever worked in my tenure in the industry. So you know that there's a lot of opportunity out there. You just got to continue to remain disciplined, and the expectation should be that you're working, you know, 6 days a week. As long as the weather is solid, we should be able to provide you guys with a ton of great content as to how to work a storm, what to focus on, who are going to be the key players in a storm. You'll typically learn that right away, you know, who's most aggressive and in what fashion. You'll be learning proper ways to inspect a freshly hail-hit property. You'll also be learning about negotiation and customer service. And a lot of guys don't really talk about that all that much, other than, you know, just get rapport with your customer and all that kind of stuff. So we'll make sure to get a little bit more granular on that kind of stuff, because the customer at the end of the day is, you know, what we're focused on here. Obviously, the sales commissions come as a result of excellent customer service. So as long as you're taking care of each and every one of your customers and your referral partners, well never runs dry. So anyway, I'm gonna grab some quick coffee right now. I'm gonna head up north, grab probably a half dozen to a dozen yard signs, just because I am already out. I'm gonna get some literature prepped in order to hand out, and then I've got to grab some sample boards for that client that I swung by earlier this week in Elmhurst. She wasn't all too happy with the siding options that I'd presented to her. So I'm gonna provide her with a couple of alternative manufacturers that she may be better suited for. So anyways, we'll grab this coffee, we'll head up north, and then I'll probably update you guys as I hop on my first roof right around 10 or 11 a.m. and we'll go from there. What's going on, guys? Just wrapped up my first inspection for this storm out in Bolingbrook, Illinois. House was smoked. All the vinyl siding on the right and rear elevation of the house was damaged in some way, shape, or form. Cracked panels all throughout. Window screens, window wraps, gutters and downspouts were also in pretty rough shape. Got up on the roof. It's only 2 years old, and it was showing pretty good sized hail impacts, like 2-inch in diameter. And then just driving around the area, I probably saw, 15 to 20 yard signs from competitors that have already inspected and signed accordingly. So I sent the photo report over to the homeowner, urged them to get started on the process of filing the claim with their carrier, and we'll wait to hear on an adjustment time and date so that we can meet with the insurance adjuster and see what we can do for the insured that's involved. So I'll keep you updated. I'm heading to Darien after this, and then I've got an inspection in Downers Grove after that, and then I think I have 3, maybe 4 inspections in Kankakee, which is about an hour south of here. So it's going to be a long day, a lot of content that's going to be uploaded in this video. Wouldn't be surprised if it hits a half hour or longer, just based on how busy we are right now with this initial wave of customers that are looking to have their properties inspected. So I'll keep you updated and we'll go from there. All right, we're up on this roof here in Darien, Illinois. We got some golf ball size indentations here on the roof. There's holes in the shingles. Look at this hole, and look at this one. For those that are wondering, if you can put your finger through the shingle, it's no longer properly shedding water. Some photos taken for the customer. Let's see what's going on. Yeah. This gutter line is smoked. It's 3. I saw the photos were 3. So another hit in this gutter pan. I'm sure the top of that thing's peppered. What are you talking about? Yeah, and right here. Yeah, let's get this thing going. Count out the vents. Always pre-con these. Always pre-con these and get some photos just so that we're not running back and forth for photos that we could have otherwise taken. Look at this thing.
Yeah, dude, the thing's smoked.
So I got 2 power fans. Got a 4-inch, it looks like, on that side, and a 4 here.
Look at that gutter, you gotta get that gutter.
Good hit here. Bad lighting. All right. Another flue cover. Dude, look at this hole here in this ridge. Got some wind. Oh, that resealed. But I'm gonna mark it just because it pulled through the nail there. So got some wind damage here. Yeah, there's some decking issues for sure. Alrighty, wow. We'll get this one sent over to the customer and get the ball rolling on a claim. See what happens on the next one. Man, I just hate to see all these holes in these shingles.
Gutter pan's full of drain.
Yeah. On to the next one. Alrighty, just wrapped up with inspection number 2, another one that has pretty significant hail damage. So I already talked to the customer. We've been on that property 3-4 times over the years, just looking at it and giving our best recommendation. So it seems like this is the storm where it's actually happening. There were holes in the shingles, the ridge cap, all of the soft metals were just absolutely blasted. So I took some video for you guys to check out, inspection process. I'll make sure to upload that prior to this recap video. But just driving through this neighborhood right now, I've already seen about a half dozen yard signs from other competitors in the marketplace. Gonna head to our 3rd inspection here now, which is about a half mile away from that inspection there. So I'm sure we'll find some good damage and we'll go from there. All right, guys, we are on this mansard roof, also in Darien / Downers Grove. There's golf ball sized hail. You can actually see, if you look closely, you can see all the indentations from the hail that hit the grass. That's a first for me. I've been doing this since 2016. So pretty cool to see. You could see a very large hail hit in the gutter here. Just hopping up on this roof. This homeowner's been through the ringer on roof installs. They've got multiple lawsuits against previous contractors cutting corners on these installs. So looks like there is golf ball indentations, hail indentations on this roof. So, oh, gotta be nimble. Look at this one. Boom. Look at that. Woo! Dude, look at this. Look at.
That's really not great.
Yeah, so I'll make sure to post some videos of this one too. Got 4 more inspections scheduled today, so.
6 months ago.
Right. Alrighty guys, I'll upload the next video once we get down to Kankakee. Alright boys, just wrapped up 3rd inspection here out in Darien. There was like grapefruit size hail that hit, so got some great content that I videoed while up there. The roof's only 4 years old, showing hits all throughout. It was really unique inspection, and that this was the first time I've been on a job site, or I'm sorry, on a property where the grass was actually damaged. So there's huge indentations in the homeowner's grass from the massive hailstones that hit. So we'll see if we get that one. That homeowner's been burned a couple times with bad contractors, so she was very apprehensive to make any kind of commitment in working with us, even though we were referred out by one of her very good family friends. So sometimes your name brand and reputation, as well as yourself and your salesmanship, can't get it all the way done, no matter how hard you push or offer to help. So we'll see what comes from that one. Not gonna hold my breath, but if we get it, great. If not, no big deal. It is a mansard style roof, so it is gonna be a very technical and slow installation process with our crew. So we'll see where we're at and where we're going from there. Now we're heading down south to Kankakee. We've got roughly 4 more inspections to perform. We just wolfed down some quick lunch, so we're heading to Kankakee now. We'll see what happens down there. I'm sure that we'll see a ton of great damage while we're out there, so I'll keep you tuned and we'll go from there. All right, continuing this inspection out in Kankakee here. This roof's only a couple years old. It's an Atlas shingle. We've already got some areas that are tarped for the most part by another company. You could see some extensive damage from fallen tree debris, i.e. branches. But there's also some areas with grapefruit size hail impacts. Typically these shingles are pretty resilient to hail impacts up to 1, even 2 inches, but you can see here, I mean, we're talking about large hits here. So power fan, it's just annihilated here. Got some hail hits here on the ridge. Look at this. Torn shingle here, busted shingle here. So look at this. That's a hail hit there. Some good damage. I mean, look at this power fan. It's completely decimated. Another one here. Look at that. All right, guys, just wrapped up a couple more inspections. We're in an area that got hit with a pretty severe tornado. So just driving through, I mean, you're seeing grapefruit-sized hail, but you're also seeing tarps on structures that have been completely decimated and removed from their foundation. You're seeing 100-year-old trees that are downed, power lines are down. There's like emergency response vehicles out here still a couple days after the storm. So I'll upload a bunch of B-roll of like the inspections and the drone footage that I took over some of this area that was heavily impacted, but it's pretty rough out here. So keep tuning in and we'll keep putting up some solid content for you guys. All right, guys, it's 7 p.m., so a full 12 hours. Still need to do some follow-ups and some emails, but we're finally getting home. All in, we performed 6 inspections today. We started out in Bolingbrook, which was a totaled out roof referral. After that, we hit Darien twice. Those were both totaled out referrals. Then we hit 3 more in Kankakee, and all 3 of those were referrals too. So separate of that, I also received maybe 3 or 4 more phone calls. So in totality, roughly 20 to 25 leads so far. Separate of that, 3 new referral partners that have been eager to help us out too. So the spider web continues to grow, and with that, the seeds that I'm sowing are starting to bear a little bit of a return on investment. I'm gonna share a bunch of photos from all of the areas we were in today. By and far though, Kankakee was in the worst of shape that I've ever seen during my tenure in this industry, which started back in 2016. The tornadoes that hit in those areas are life-changing for those families, and it's gonna be years years before some of those properties are rebuilt, if they ever are, as long as they were properly insured. So very sad situation down in Kankakee. There's areas that were still blocked off, and you could see, you know, there's linesmen everywhere just working through everything with tree removal companies, guys working really long hours in order to get power and water running again. So anyways, it's an excellent start to what's going to be a very long and fruitful season. I'm excited to share more information with you as we move through the season, and I hope that we can continue to deliver some solid content for you all in order to consume. So please like, share, and subscribe. I'll keep doing my part on this entire equation for you all. So be safe, guys.